Hello, hello, hello. It's Anne Lewis, your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, based on the Sunshine Coast here in Queensland, Australia. Tonight I'm going to be showcasing the gorgeous, I'm just going to re-look up because all these products are new, the gorgeous Delightful Wishes bundle. And so I'm going to walk you through the suite because I think this is, can you have the sweetest sweet? I think it's the sweetest sweet. And the colour, we haven't had Daffodil Delight as a featured colour for so long. Now, if you can see and hear me, don't hesitate to please let me know so that I don't have any technical difficulties, which sometimes actually occur. So the card that I'm going to be showcasing tonight is going to be this one. It's got a fair bit of detail, but what I liked about this card was it showed a little bit of everything of this suite, because this suite is full of fabulous die cuts, sentiments, flowers, and I suppose it's what I would call a traditional makes traditional cards. It's not a modern one. It's not old-fashioned in any way, but I love how it comes together, and I'm not sure whether you can see the detail in those flowers. And I'm going to show you these gorgeous little bees a little later. Now, I've got a couple watching, so if you can see and hear me, let me know, Miss Sharon, and welcome from the other side of Australia. So tonight I'm going to be, and I can now show you the inside of the catalogue, but tonight I'm going to be showcasing the Floral Delight suite, so bits and pieces of it. And as you see, it's just so pretty. Comes up, and the samples in this, the catalogue samples in here are pretty darn special. I like how you can see all this. I can't even see. Oh, there. Hi, Glenda. Now, it comes with a stamp set, and it's got quite a few stamps on it. And I will show you how to do the two-step stamping, because it isn't necessarily as easy as some of them. So there's a couple of tricks, and you're going to want to know the tricks. So stay to the very end. You can see how gorgeous this is. And I'll walk you through the paper, and it also has a, you can see the catalogue features this one, and it also has some vellum. So there's lots and lots of samples. I love these tags, and I mean, I just love the whole thing. So let's bring over the paper, which is called Floral. I think it's called Floral Delight. It is. And I'll walk you through it. Now I use this paper again, so it's obviously a favourite. Now, originally this was my less favourite of the 12 sheets, but I've got to say, it's now turned into one of my favourites. I mean, look at these. Now, the dies don't cut out of the DSP, but it does cut out of the vellum. So I'll just show you both sides. I mean, it's just beautiful. This is a little more modern. It's got this really nice pattern on the back, and I mean, just so pretty. And it does, which is a little hard to pick up, but that pattern on here is actually in the background of some of these papers. So, yellow gingham check, love, love, love. And I love these branches with flowers. And this little pretty pattern cut on a diagonal, can't wait to use it. Got lots of ideas. I think it's one of those sweets that if you buy the sweet, you can use every bit of it. Because there's so many different ideas that you can use. Now, this is the vellum. The vellum is, I mean, it's just pretty. I can't use any other word for it. There's 6 sheets of vellum. So you've got the Pool Party, just checking, Pool Party gingham, Old Olive, Lemon Lolly, and Daffodil Delight. As I said, we haven't seen Daffodil Delight for so long. And you can see it's a little translucent, and this is my favourite, and it's also the one, let's just show you one sheet so it's not doubled up. This is also the one that you can die cut out. So I'll show you the dies for that in a second. I'm trying to keep some sort of organisation here, which is always a little hard. So I'm going to go back to this card, but then I'm going to show you the tip to get that two-step stamping to work properly. Now, this is the stamp set, and these are your 2-step. Now, when you're using particularly 2 colours like Daffodil Delight and Lemon Lolly, they're so light, they're hard to line up. But I've got a trick that's going to show you how to line all this up. It's got a twig. It's just a really nice stamp set. I use this stamp on the inside. Now, I didn't use the wishing. I actually just did die cutting, but I could have stamped it if I wished. It's got these great sentiments, and wishing goes with all of them. You were here, all the best. You a happy birthday, lots of love, and you well. I love block sentiments, so you will see me use them so many times, and I always buy the stamp set that they come on. Now, I think this has moved. It always does. Hello, Glenda Lavender. Hello, Madeline. Quite like the paper. It is gorgeous, I've got to say. Now, Glenda is, as I say, Kiko's protector. And I have to say, after today, Kiko and I are, well, I won't say we're not talking, but just before the hour before this, she decided that she wanted to be in here, but she didn't want to be in here and quietly sitting. She wanted to be in here playing with all the stuff. So it was a little challenging to get everything ready when you've got, as I say, a little Kiko in your world. As cute as she is, she's very cute, but she can, I won't say she's naughty, she just wants to be playful. And she must mention you all the time, Glenda, that you wouldn't complain about it like I do. Just kidding. Rightio. So this is my card base. It's a standard card base, and I'll just check that I've cut it to a standard size. So it should be 5.5 inches. So yeah, 5.5 inches by 8 1/4. Then I'm going to score it at 4 1/8, just to make it give me a nice clean edge. And so I still use my bone folder, if I can find one on my desk. There's my bone folder. And then I'm going to cut these sheets into strips. So all I've got is this piece. So I'm just using both sides of it, which makes it so easy when you're looking for a contrast. So my 2 pieces, or my 3 pieces, now I don't know that I've got this wide enough, but I'm hoping I do. So I've got 2 in this pattern at 1 1/8 inches, which is, you could probably do them 3 centimetres. I've got 2 of those, 1 1/8. Right. So I've got 2 of those, and then I'm going to turn this over And then this piece I'm going to cut at 1 3/8 inches, which is 3.2 centimetres. So you may have to trim that down a little bit if you're using centimetres, but so I'm doing 3. Oh, I've lost my place here. Doing inches and centimetres all at one time is not a easy option. Right out. So 1 3/8. So that wasn't. So this piece will just be put aside. Now I went with this card size and also this to make it really easy, and I'll show you how I've made it easy. I'm going to grab my glue. As always, my multi-purpose glue. Now, there is a bit of a hint when you've got strips of paper. You're going to try and put the adhesive to the edge so it doesn't bubble. Just have something under there. Now, I've done this so I've got 5 1/4 in length. So I make sure that my border here, my border there, and my border to the side is all the same. That was easy. And I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. So I don't work across, I do one on each side, because then it's really easy to line up where the centre bit is. Glenda's saying hello to Kiko. Hi Chrissy, how are you? And Glenda says, no, I wouldn't care about her being naughty. That's why I was running a little late tonight, because I was aiming to do a second project, but it was a little impossible. I don't mind her being naughty, but on a Facebook Live night, it's a little harder. So you can see how easy that is to then just line that up. I've just got to decide which is the up and down of this pattern. I think that's the way it goes. So then I just drop this piece in the center. It kind of makes this technique a little, when you're using strips, a little foolproof. So it's pretty. Let's see how pretty it is. Now, then I've just selected a circle and I've used the stylish shapes. I use it every week. You see me talk about it. So these are the dies. They're not very tidy at the moment. Can I blame Kiko for that? Probably not. So I've got squares, it's got sentiment strips, plus it's got the circles. I use mainly the circles. Now this time, on this one, I hadn't really designed my card and I put the circle fairly low down. I want to put it up a lot higher this time. So it's pretty simple. I'm going to add the adhesive. Where are we? I'll just read everybody's comments. Jen McCord loves the yellow. It's beautiful. It's so sweet. As I said, the sweetest sweet. So I'm not popping this up, but you could. But I decided that it wasn't to my taste to pop up. So I'm putting that down there. So it forms the base for my flowers. I've got this ribbon, which is part of the suite. So it's called Daffodil Delight. No surprise there. It's about 1/8 of an inch, I think. What does it tell me here? It will tell me somewhere. 1/8 of an inch. I'm spot on. Really easy to tie, but I always grab a bone folder and just release it as if it was paper. I just make it a little softer because sometimes it gets a little stiff. Whilst it's on the reel, I will tie a bow for it. All this is on here is a bow, but it sits underneath a flower, so it's sometimes a little hard to pick what it would actually be. You know my view. It's the work you do after you tie a rough bow that makes the bow turn out nice. I'll grab my good scissors. Now I'll just trim that off. Oh, I might have trimmed that a little close, but that's okay. So this is part of the suite. So it's going to sit there somehow. But let's get our flowers done. Now I've done all the die cutting because you saw last week I had a little bit of trouble with die cutting and my hands don't do it well. So I'll just show you the dies I used. So these are solid dies. So sometimes we get where they go around the circle, but these are actually solid, as you can see. So the big one is this one, and that's the flower that sits in it. Well, the second step of the stem that sits in there. I've still got a couple little yellow, a couple of little dots left. So it's going to sit. Now what I will say is have a go at how this sits. I can't, to be honest, I don't think it sits perfectly. I don't mean that it's wrong. I just mean it's not something that lines up. So you can kind of slide it around until you're kind of happy, and then that's how you're going to stick it together. So as you can see, as I slide this around, this piece is the piece that seems to hang over no matter where I put it. And I think it's made to do that. And that's okay. So that's the way I like it. So it just sits like that. All it adds is an accent in the Daffodil Delight. This die is cut out in the lemon lolly. So I've got these pieces cut out. So let's just grab them. I can see some cut out. So this one sits in here. I've got to pop out. I've got to, as I do. So I'm just going to pop these out. Very, very cute. This. So then this is going to sit. Remember, there's a right way of every die and a wrong way. This is the right way for this die. And you can see how this adds that little bit of, oh, I thought I hadn't popped out a piece. Just that contrast, it makes it pop a little bit. Now, really easy. It's not a fine die, this. So it's pretty easy to stick together. But you don't want to add lots of glue. Are you listening, Anne? Not lots of glue. There are so many things you can do with these dies. So I just spread it out if I put a little bit too much on. And let's just see. That's how I'm going to put it together. So that's going to sit there. This one, I'll put out these little bits as well. They're easy to die cut. They weren't that difficult, but it's part of it's the angle and the strength that's required. I missed that little bit. So again, I'll have a little play with this. Right. So that's how that one goes on. I'll stick that down. As I said, there's no great right or wrong on these, I don't think. You do it to taste. Just reading any comments. Oh, I'm supposed to be using my mat. This mat here. I don't know, let's pretend I use that because it would be by far the best idea. Yep. So we've got these together. That's all those flowers are. So they're simple to make. Then I'm just going to arrange them. I'm going to pop them up. I'm not going to use a lot of dimensionals because I've got some little leaves to slide under there. Oh, sorry. I'm going to lean over, fall over. So I've already done the die cutting for these. I'll show you what the leaf dies look like. I've got all these little pieces in here. All right. So the dies look like this. So now I cut all in one cut. When I put it through the big shot, I put the flowers, this one with the lemon lolly, this one with the daffodil delight, and these with the old olive. I put them all through all on one pass, and then I had to go back because I've got double the amount, as you see, of leaves than I have flowers. So I'm going to throw these now. I've shown you these. So unlike some Stampin' Up dies, it's only single flowers. So sometimes they give us double to make it a little quicker, but not this time. So these are just like little accents. Now I could have done them in different colours, but I chose not to. And to be honest, they go both ways. But I'm going to go that way this time. So I don't think it matters top or bottom. I think Stampin' Up are smart like that. So you don't have to necessarily, you can check it out and see which one suits you. Right. So we're going to do that. Do the same on this one. Now I could have used adhesive sheets, but I never have them out and I can't be bothered going looking for them. It's quicker, to be honest, to do this, as long as I don't use too much. Now I am going to be starting to use tweezers, and I promised myself I'd use them tonight, but you notice I haven't yet. Right, so there we go. So we've got to do the same with the little leaves. This is one of those, I mean, you can just use a stamp on some of these, and that's what I'm going to show you at the end, because just using the stamp is so pretty. You can die cut, so you don't have to do any stamping. You can just die cut out of the vellum. So that's another option. This one, there is definitely a right and a wrong. Right, so there we go. So now I just have to put this together. So the first one I'm going to do is the big flower. And I'm going to use some of my normal size dimensionals. And remember I said I don't want too many dimensionals on here, because I want to be able to slide those leaves under, which is the easiest way for me to actually, let's show that card. Now I've got to decide which way I want this to sit. And I want it just over here to the right. So it's not dead center, a little bit off. Then I want to add the bow that I've put here. So I'll use some mini dimensionals. Go back here. And I'm just going to put, let's just have a play. I might put it here this time. Everyone turns out. Oh, Glenda, your little pussycat's just broken in. Did you hear all that noise? She will be here any second, I can tell. Well, she's in, but she was feeling a little left out. So I've got this on a fairly big angle. And we'll put that like that. Then this flower is just going to go over the top of that bow. I'm a little, where will I get into mischief, she says. So I'm just using one dimension. Yes, Yes, well, Glenda, she'll be shifted in the center. Oh, no, she might be right. She's moved on just a bit, just a smidgen. Now I'm going to use a mini dimension. This is not working well, is it? Hey? I can hear you, would love to see you. Well, you got your wish there, Glenda. Wait a minute. Here. Auntie Glenda, hello. But now I'm going down again. Because otherwise, there won't be a Facebook Live this morning today. So I'm just sliding that under. Just stick it up a little bit to support it. There we go. Otherwise, it was going to be on a little bit of a rock. She just made your day. I have a different view, Glenda. I've got to be honest. But I do love her dearly, as you know. She does survive all this, but she's she's looking for a way. And I think her days here are fairly numbered. Not on Earth, I mean in the craft room. She just truly is looking like I was left out. I don't like being left out. So I'm just sliding these under. She's going to make a great jump in a second. So these are going under my ribbon. She's truly trying very hard to get over here to say hello, Glenda. Just need to lift this up. I stuck it down just a little too tight. So this one, here's that other leaf I had. Sometimes I hide on this floral paper. So I'm always consistent so that my leaves, if it's over here. We're having a bit of trouble here. Say goodbye to Glenda. Not everybody else loves you like she does. Go on, out you go. I might have to put a rock there to keep her out, I think. Anyway, let's keep going. And we'll put this one down here. So it's a really, really pretty card. Now, I've got to add the wishing, which I hope... Oh, I'm missing one of the wishing bits. But anyway, so I've die cut this piece here, which is the wishing. And I've got a lot more room. As you see, I've put it up a little further. And so I'm going to have to die cut the background to that. So that'll test my a smidgen. I thought I did them all, but I've used the little mini for this. So I'll put this out of the way. So this is what this die looks like. Grab my mini. Makes it so much easier for me. So I want these two plates here. Move this over. I'll get rid of these because otherwise they'll attach somewhere where they shouldn't be. Actually, all the flowers on this in this set will actually go through the mini. So that does make it a little easier. Oops, I'm trying to keep that one new. So here's my sheet. Put this through. Now remember, if you're using the the mini, you've got to layer these up so that they don't all have the platform 1, 2 and 2 and 2 all starting at the same place. So see how I've got it laid back? It will make it so much easier even for me. See, look how easy that was. That wasn't difficult at all for me. Hence, that's one of the advantages of the little mini, is that it doesn't, for me, who has a problem with her arm and wrists, doesn't hurt it at all. I don't know, so here we go. So I've got this. Now I'm going to add this. Now this is probably one that would be a little easier. Wait a minute, we've got to straighten all this up again. Come on. Shoot. Sorry. Just come on, outside. Come on. You're getting a little bit of encouragement, aren't you? Right. So hopefully she will settle down. Okay, so we're going to do this. All I ever do is turn this over, make sure I've got an adhesive with plenty in it, and just add little dots. Oh, that was a big dot. I can see that tweezers would be an asset. Yeah, and it would be. I've got them sitting here somewhere so that I would use them. Can you hear the burrowing and the pushing going on behind me? She's been really good these last couple of weeks, but not tonight. I think she's somehow wants company. Just adding the dots. As I said, this is probably something that I should have added, the adhesive sheets, and I've got some adhesive sheets here. Now, to line this up, you're going to have to make sure that you fiddle a little bit and do it bit by bit. So it will change shape because it's such a fine die. You just have to make sure that you get it all lined up. There you go. That was a lot easier. I don't know where my tweezers went. I left them out specifically for this job tonight. Anyway, they'll be here when I clean up. Now, because there's little eye dots and little eye dots, so I hoped I kept them in here, but I only kept one in. So they're little and tiny. To be honest, the easiest way of doing this is getting a white pen. I've got a white pen here. One of these gel pens, which mine will take a little bit of rubbing. It's just, I haven't used this forever. So the easiest way is to get one of these white pens or a chalk marker, which I don't have a chalk marker handy either, and make the dots. But I don't have that, so I'm going to show you the other way. And as I said, I don't even have looking for my adhesive. So I'm just putting a drop on the back. And then, now I did it different on the first round. And how I did it on the first round was so much better. There we go. There's one. And then I've got another one here, and I'll show you how I did the first one. So I've got it upside down, that little tiny dot. Where are the... Oh, here are my little... They were exactly just would about bitten me. I know. I'm going to slide it on here like that. I know. There we go. So I've got the two eyes in place. Now I'll bring my card back, add my wishing. I haven't done this with any pop-ups, but I could have actually used the foam strips as well, which I used before Christmas. You would have seen me, not the foam strips, the foam sheets. So I'm going to put that like that. I've got a little sentiment strip, which actually this die comes with the Delightful Wishes dies. Comes with also the stamp set, which says, so I've got wishing you a happy birthday. I'm going to be doing it in Old Knowledge, which I'm looking for on my desk right here. New stamp, so I cleaned it, stamped it a few times before I've used it tonight. Now, if this is sticking up, I don't know whether you can see it's got a bit of a curve. You don't want any curves on this. Otherwise, when you put it down, you're not going to get that really nice image from the stamp set. And it will come down here. Okay, I've got a little piece, pretty peacock here, because you know that to line up white on white is always a little difficult. So let's go. Makes it a lot easier. Righto. Have you tried the silicone pastry brush trick to add the glue? No, but I can see trees. Tell us more, Glenda. Silicone pastry brush. I have used like a sponge, not for little tiny pieces like that. But so I'm going to write how you use it, and then I love learning stuff. So I'm going to pop this up with little dimensionals. Mini dimensionals, not little dimensionals. Come on, Glenda, I'm holding my breath. Pop these up. Tomorrow is desk cleaning up day. Well, actually room cleaning up day as best I can. Now, whilst I just put this card together, I have to let you know that I've got a class on Sunday, which is a create and celebrate and create. Nearly forgot it there for a second. So I'm putting this at the very bottom just to tidy up those edges. Whoops. Close this up for the moment. Add the wishing. So look, there's a whole lot of different ways. I kind of like it at an angle. So I'm going to add it at an angle. You cut the bristles off at about 1/2 inch from the top, and then you dab it in some glue, then onto your project. I'm going to have to try that. Has anyone else tried that? Love finding out new tricks. Bringing back my silicone mat. Obviously, I last used it for a butterfly because I can see the shape of the butterfly on it. Don't need a lot of glue on these dies. You just need enough so it doesn't get caught on anything. So you need the tops and bottoms done, in any places where there's a bit of room. So the bottom of the Y. So here we go. Something I should have used the tweezers for. I have to get more used to. In a minute, this is moved. Anyway, so there's the outside of the card, but I've got one little step. As part of this suite, it comes with these absolutely gorgeous mini bees. Now, let's try a little mini bee on here so you can see it. I'll give it just enough time. You can see there are little mini bees. I'm hoping that this will focus. That's probably focused. They are so, so cute. Now, you can attach them with mini glue dots. I always roll mine a little bit and stick it for a mini, for a, what are they called? Tiny bee trinkets. I will put the mini glue dot down first, and then it's rolled so it's not nice and flat. Let's see if I can get these tweezers to work like I should. So then, look at that. I can use tweezers, I just need a little more practice at it. Another one of these. I'll put this one there. To be honest, those tweezers, actually I want to spin that around. I don't want them all facing the same direction. Add one more. Do love these. I've still got some of the bigger bees that we had from a couple of years ago because I love bees and I'm too scungy to use them. And we'll put that there. That's got cat hair on it. I don't know how that happened. Let's see. I'll put this one straight up. Got a stray bee on my desk here somewhere. That one. I'm going to put the lid on because you know me, I'll spread it everywhere. I want to trim up these, make them a little smaller. I've got the inside of the card, which is I've kept really simple. So it's got Best Wishes on, which actually comes from another stamp set. Another new stamp set with you in mind. It's one of my favourite because it's got these great sentiments. It's got 4 different options. It's got these little images. Perfect for this. So I'm doing this in Old Olive to keep it simple. So we'll do this here. It's got a little mark on it. That's why we have 2 sides of the paper. Now I actually could use, and I will use on this, because it's a photopolymer stamp set. So I'll actually use my piercing mat. This here. Then I have 2 stamps sitting here somewhere that come from the Delightful Wishes stamp set. I don't know whether you can see this. It's just a really, really simple, like a little daisy flower, but I'm sure it's not a daisy flower. I'm looking for my ink pads that I have here. So the first layer will of course be the Lemon Lolly, the light colour, because you want to be able to see the contrast. So I'm just going to put that there. It's no great time spent on this bit. And this is the second step to the 2-step stamping. I don't know. So it's cute. Then that will just go in and finish off the inside of the card. So it's a pretty card, but I've still got that one little tip to come of how to use how to line up those two-step stamps that I didn't use tonight. So there we go. Kiko is adding her touch to your card. You are way too soft on Kiko. Rightio. So where's my stamp set? Need my stamp set. That's not it. Try and clean up as I go, which is always a challenge. So I'm going to be showing you these, how to line these up, these pieces up. I'm missing one sheet, this one. And Glenda, she's very determined. Despite me having a big rock to stop her pushing the door open, she got back in. And she's happy as a pig in mud now. Anyway, so I'm trying to, I want to show you these, because once you put them on a block, especially something that's nearly square like this, you lose track of what is the top and what is the bottom. So you can just line, this is this one here. So you can just line this up so that you then know, so you can see, that's how that one sits, all right? So you know that when you put it on this piece here, let's have a go at this. No, I'm not going to do this anything flash. That was just some pebbled path, which I don't know whether Chrissy's still here, but she's been making me use all these different colours. So that's that one. So I'll just leave that like that. And this is the other one. So I can line it up like that. So now I know the angle that is going to sit over here. Doesn't have to, as you always know, doesn't have to be perfect. Somehow. So like that. So then I'm just going to, I would stamp it on like that, because you can just see where it all lines up. And then you're going to come along, I'll just, can't find my ink pads, wait a minute. And then, because I kept the angle, that will then go over the top. So when these stamps are like this, always line them up here so you get a rough idea. It's got leaves as well somewhere on my desk. They're really simple. And there's also a sample in the catalogue. It's not the best sample, but I also going to post a video on how to line that up. So I'm not going to spend the time on it tonight. However, there's the two cards. So they're dressed up. I'm going to use these cards in a card bundle, decorate them in decorate a box to put them in and use them as a birthday gift. Now, as the person's doesn't watch my videos, thank heavens, I'm not going to say who it is just in case. So, what do you think? It just opens up like that. So it's got a few layers. It's one of those sets you can keep as simple as you like or as complex. You can keep adding layers to give it a lot more dimension and make it even more special, I suppose. Rightio. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Don't forget, I've got a class on Sunday. I've also set the charity day for making cards for Meals on Wheels on the 8th and the 9th of March. I set that last week. And what else? A couple of other things. Also next month, for the month of February, I have an all-day retreat on the last Sunday of the month. So can't remember the date offhand. So thanks everybody. It's been a pleasure. And that's from Kiko and I. Of course, now it's all over. Kiko's decided that, oh no, she's gone to sleep. Finally, she's gone to sleep and she's being a very good cat. But yeah, so lots happening, and I will see you next week. And don't forget, also next week, I've got 2 live videos because I'm joining together with Christine on a bonus live talking about our story as Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. So what we love about it, and basically we both got very, very different stories of how we got to where we are today. So it's going to be fun, as you know, with Christine and I. There's always lots of laughter. So hope to see you there. You can watch it. It's not just for those who would like to be a demonstrators. It's for anyone who's just interested. And we're going to have lots of fun. We can't wait to do that. So bye for now. Have a good night. And now Kiko's settled, I can do a few things. Bye for now.